Hello guys, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be starting our series on how to do low ratings using LARS Bridge Connect version 10. This is our first video on a series of 5-minute videos on how to use the software. On this first video and this first series, we're going to assume that you guys are familiar on how to do low ratings and all the bridge design methodologies. So we're going to focus only on how to use the software itself. So for today, we're going to be doing a load factor design rating on a simple span steel girder bridge. This is the one that I'm showing you. And let's start. First, we're going to open a new file, put our bridge number and the person who's doing the analysis. Now, first step is to go to the analysis tab and input our live load vehicles. Right? These are the live load vehicles that I'm going to be using. And this is for the LFD analysis. LRFD will use more of the boxes, but the LFD analysis is going to use only the top boxes, right? So I'm going to add one more, which is the T4. And there we go. I'll hit OK. So the next step will be to open the analysis tab again, customizations, and make sure you have here customization based on your agency or the code that you want to follow. In my case, I'm going to change the settings to yes, no, no, yes, no, no. Now, next, I'm going to start from top to bottom. Right? Analysis vehicle tab, and we're gonna select this check marks here. These check marks are gonna use the specified trucks that we put in our trucks tab, our selected trucks. Now, the next one will be vehicle description. This is if you want to build a new vehicle, go ahead and build it, but we already have our vehicle selected in our analysis tab, so we don't need this. Next, we can go to analysis options and tell the software what we want to do. We want to do a shear rating and the design method that we're going to be using. In this case, it's an LFD method. Now, the next step will be description, general bridge information, and from here, fill as much information as we can. Everything that it's in blue here, it's gonna be for the LRFD analysis. In this case, we don't need it because we're gonna be doing LFD. So put just as much information as you can. If not, you can leave it blank. The only important information here will be the year of construction, because that's gonna help the software pull information based on the year of construction. So our bridge was designed and built in 1965. So construction 1965, and I'm gonna leave everything blank. Press OK. Now, the next step will be to go to the general member information. And here we're going to start defining our member. First, the name of the member will be G01. The type will be flexural, because we're talking about flexural members, not a truss. Then a member description, interior girder. Now the type is going to be an interior girder, and now we can here input our distribution factors. Live load distribution factor 1, this will be moment distribution factor, and live load distribution factor 2, this will be the shear distribution factor. So let's go and get our distribution factors that we should already been calculated. Now live load distribution factor for moment is 1.88 here, 1.88, and live load distribution factor for shear will be 1.57. Okay. Everything else can stay the way it is. Here, impact factor, but we're gonna have the software calculated for us. We're not gonna change this. Okay, now we go back to the description tab, and now you can see more options opened. So we're gonna keep following from top to bottom. So our next one was material of construction. Here we're gonna tell the software what are we using. It's a composite steel and concrete bridge, and our material is gonna be a 36 KSI 836, which is a 36 KSI steel, and for the concrete it's going to be 3000 PSI. So now the end, we can leave it, the software will calculate it for us, so we don't need to input it unless you want to change what's in the code. But the end is going to use strictly from the manual for bridge evaluation and calculate it. Okay, so now we hit OK, keep going. The next one in our list will be the cross-sectional properties, the description, right? These boxes, you need to fill them if you want the software to calculate the distribution factor for you. In our case, we did it by hand already, so we don't have to input anything in these boxes. So we'll just say close and keep going. Our next one will be the structural configuration. Here's where we're going to define our spans. So we start here, it says the number of spans. We're going to say 1, and the span number is going to be 1, and then the span length. Now, right here, our span length will be 80 feet from center to center with the bearings. So span length 80 feet, and you click add span, and there you go. Now we can click close, save it, keep going. Now go to the next video so you can see the second part of this series, so you can see how we're going to build our member next. Thank you.